All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is just going to be a quick video, man, going into how most of the things in this world, most of the things in this world are a scam, man, right? And how money, the love of, let me get that scripture, in fact, man. Right, let me get that scripture. The love of money is the root of all evil, right? Because once money starts getting involved in people doing things, man, you see the demons come, man. First Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from their faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. Right? Now, Yahweh can put the idea in your mind on a way to make money, right? And it be not illegal and not nothing criminal, nothing like that about it. But before you even go through that plan, you should make a prayer. And this is the things that I've did, which I'm not no one to be giving no one advice, man. But if I say that somebody should pray, then I don't think that's necessarily anything bad. But it would be a good idea to pray to Yahweh about the thing that you do and say, if the money that this thing could do is to be a snare unto me, then don't even give it to me. If it's going to stop me from getting a space in a chariot, then don't even give it to me. Take it away from me, right? That would be a wise thing to ask. But then if that money can be used to help in regards to anything to do with the truth, right? Either for ourselves or for others, then to ask for it to be given to you, right? Because this world, man, like there's so many scams and so many things that take place in this world that I'm starting to notice, man. And here's one of the scams, right, that I'm going to say that I've started to notice, man. And it's in regards to how some of these schools, yeah, are diagnosing people's children with certain things, right? Certain mental things, right? And then when I've looked it up recently today on why they try and diagnose people with these things, well, I found out that they get £6,000 or dollars in regards to every single child that they say has got that. So if they was able to get 10 children on such things, on such programs and that, right, that's £60,000. Then if they was able to get 20 children, that's £120,000. If they was able to get 30 children, that is £180,000. So there's a financial incentive for them to say that people's children have these things. And for all you brothers over here in the UK, man, which again, I'm not known to tell you no advice. I'm not known to tell no one advice, but I'm going to say, all you people in the UK, in fact, right, be careful if any of these schools are trying to come to you and tell you that your kids got this and your kids got that, because they're running scams out here. There's a financial reason as to why they will want a person's child to have something that they say that they have, because the school can get money from that, right? So the school don't care about your child more than you care. So they'll come to you and say, I think your kid's got this, I think your kid's got that. But the reason why they're saying it is because of money, because the love of money is the root of all evil. And I'm not so ignorant to believe that schools, that hospitals, right, that any of these places in the world will offer people things when they know they don't need them. The same thing would when it came to the C-19 lockdown thing. We don't have necessarily 100% proof, but we believe that some of these professionals, as you want to call them, had a financial reasoning for why they was trying to offer people that thing during that time. And look at what's happening now. You know what I mean? Look at what's happening. Just like how Esau has got a spiritual reasoning as to why he wants everyone to take the Karagma, because he wants to control everyone. So he's going to be prepared to go through several different routes in order to get people so broken down, so reliant on him, in order to be able to abuse them with that Karagma, man. He's not going to care about the route that he takes to get there. As long as the route that he's going to take, he's going to get his result that he wants. He's prepared to do anything necessary on this earth to achieve that. Anything necessary for them to make the world as they want it to be under their image, they're going to be prepared to do any and everything, man. They don't mind pushing out in this world that it's okay for women to be harlots, because that's more sin. And if the world's sinful, the most sinful people will rule. The moment the world starts getting some kind of standards and respect about itself, then the wicked are taken down. The scriptures say that. The scriptures say that specifically, pretty much. Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 4, they that forsake the law praise the wicked. So every time you're living in a sinful world, you're actually praising wickedness. You're actually then showing that the person that's actually the most wicked person in the world gets the most respect, and that's the world we're living in right now. A world where these people lie, they cheat, they steal. Everyone accepts that the people that are in charge and ruling over them are wicked and they're evil and they're demons. But they got money though. So they're prepared to do the same thing. But such as keep the law contend with them. So the moment you start having a world that's got some standards and people actually want to enforce those things, wicked people cannot handle living in such an environment, man. And everything in this world, like, I'm really starting to realize that most of the things in this world are a scam, man. Esau's always trying to find a way to try and scam people, man. They're always trying to find a way for Jake to feel insecure in this world. They're trying to always play with Jake's mind. You know what I mean? This world's so bogged out, right? That now, rather than people say that a child's smart, or say that a child's got a high IQ, or say that a person's got a high IQ in the first place anyway, they'll try and diagnose them with some mental disorder and say that they're on this spectrum of this, a spectrum of that, rather than the child just be smart. Or they'll try and say that a child's got some kind of mental disorder kind of thing going on because the child, and they're running around and playing, and I'm thinking, hang on, every kid plays. Every kid runs around and plays, man. You know what I mean? Like they're always trying to make up a fake terminology for this and for that, right? But then there's certain things that show that people have got demons on them in this world, and they don't make a mental health. They've took the mental stigma of those things away, like that LG3TPT, alphabet and rainbow in life, man. That used to be a thing that this world considered a mental disorder, but now they don't say that that's a mental problem. Now they say, oh, that's all right. You know what I mean? A man thinking he's a woman, that's considered not, that he ain't got nothing wrong with him. A woman thinking that they're a man, that's not considered, you know what I mean? A person removing limbs and then replacing them with robotic ones, talking about phantom limbs and it, like, that's not considered nothing wrong with you. That's considered, oh, well, you know what I mean? Because everything in this world is a scam. Esau's whole world is a scam, man. And they've covered the faces of the judges thereof in this world. It's all wicked, man. Job chapter 9 and verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? This world has covered the faces of the judges, and it's covered the face of judgment. And that's why anytime anything happens and it should be judged according to the laws of Yahweh, it ends up getting judged some next way. It ends up getting judged some off way, man. You don't get judged according to how it's supposed to. And that's why Esau's going to be able to trick most of this world into taking the charagma, man. You've got these YouTubers, a lot of these YouTubers now running around, and you'll see that the main thing that they're pushing out here to people is Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, right? And they're trying to make out like Bitcoin somehow going to be some way to be free from like financial stress and all of that. When I'm like, no, it's not, man. It's actually not going to be. You know what I mean? That's actually going to be the way that you do have. People are going to be pushed into financial stresses, man. Because the charagma is coming. And Esau's finding ways to just like deteriorate the world so drastically so that everyone becomes reliant on him in one way or another. And that if they want to drink from the breast of his society, they're going to have to take that charagma. That's how he's setting it up, man. He's got a scam for everything. Let me go back to the prophecy. I'll go to another part of the prophecy regarding the MOTB. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he had deceived them that had received the charagma of the beast. So Esau's going to have a scam for every single category that the MOTB speaks about. Rich, he's got a scam for the rich. Poor, he's got a scam for the poor. Free, he's got a scam for them. Bond, he's got a scam for them. Right? Small, he's got a scam for that too. Great, he's got a scam for all the categories, man. Every single category in regards that mentioned in the scriptures in regards to the MOTB, Esau's got a scam for all of them. Right? He's going to come up with a scam for every single category of that, man. To try and get these people to take that and destroy themselves and be his slaves, man. And that's why everything that we're doing right now on this earth is really to be able to fight against taking that, man. If you take that, if you see someone take that MOTB, you ain't got to worry about ever they are the elect. You ain't got to worry. Their elect chances of being the elect are gone as soon as they do that. Right now, it still can be questionable whether even ourselves are of the elect. You know what I mean? We don't even know ourselves if we're of the elect right now. But when all hell breaks loose and we start seeing people take the MOTB, we're going to know for certain that anyone that takes that is not of the elect. You ain't got to question it no more. If that was a brother or if that was a sister, no, that was a demon. And that person's through because they took the MOTB. And they fell for the scams, they was deceived, you know. And then that worshipped his image, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone, which the actual lake of fire is going to be America. Right? The actual lake of fire is going to be America, man. Which is also Babylon the Great. But there's going to be other smaller places that are going to be looking like fire too. When Yahweh does what he's going to do on this earth, man, and makes these countries that have got all these weapons of war, these ICBMs, when he makes them fight with those. And I thought I'd just do that quick video, man. And I wanted to talk about the MOTB in a lesson, man. And that was on my mind about how there's all these different scams that go on in this world and that most of them are related towards money, man. And they're trying to scam people because with a lot of these things as well, with these scams where they're trying to get people's children to be on this and children to be on that, they'll even go so far to give the parents money too. You know what I mean? But these things are scams, man. So that they can try and later on down the line, try and get the child with something else. You know what I mean? It's all of these things in this world are for money. They'll make up groups. Like the MOTB, man. You know, like when the when the Charagma thing came around, right? There were certain of these companies, right, that made billions overnight, man. Damn near billions overnight. There was people that people that stopped selling alcohol in their companies and started making hand sanitizer, Joe, and became millionaires. You understand? Like people when it comes to money being involved in certain things, it becomes watered down, man. And that's why when it comes to the teaching of the doctrine of the Bible, you're not supposed to use money as a reason why. You're not supposed to sell no one a Hebrew name. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to try and sell no one a Hebrew name, man. I've got a Hebrew name, right? Some brothers asked me what my actual name was before in the past, right? And before they thought it was another Hebrew name. But I've got a Hebrew name, right? And no one sold me that. No one made me have to give it. No one said, okay, this can be a Hebrew name if you want it to be, brother. But you gotta give me £50 first. No one ever said that to me. And I wouldn't have accepted it if they did tell me that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not simple-minded like that. But no one's ever did that to me. No one ever said, brother, £50 and I'll give you a Hebrew name, brother. No one ever sat me down before and said, brother, if you need some counseling with your woman, I'm the guy to go to. I'll be a counselor. They wouldn't do. I've never seen no Israelite that would do that to me, man. But there's Israelites out there that do stuff like that, and that's ends up watering down the doctrine when he starts getting involved. If you start trying to have a debate with some black consciousness scoffer, right? And then you start realizing you're getting good money. Well, now then the doctrine of the word is going to become watered down, And people might start saying different things now because of money. If you start making your own logo and now you want to sell t-shirts and you want to sell this and you want to sell that, well, now if your money becomes based on the doctrine, well, then now the doctrine can be watered down because you might try and water the doctrine down now to try and sell t-shirts or something like that to people that just like the logo anyway, even though they don't like the doctrine. They might not even believe in the truth, but like, man, I like that logo. Have you got any t-shirts with just the logo on there and none of the scriptures, or just the logo on there and none of this and none of that? Or have you got any that just don't have the fringes on there or whatever? Stuff will start happening, man, and then you start getting all these P's, and then now you're focusing on being a businessman instead of focusing on telling the truth of the Bible, man. Just like how a person, if they're trying to, if some doctor or someone like that came to me and said, your kid's got this and your kid's got that, right? And they've gave them money for that. Now, if that parent becomes reliant on that money, right, and that money becomes integrated in their financial situation now, the parent will be like, okay, you have to give your child, if there's someone comes to them and says, you have to give your child this in order to still keep getting the money, they'll do that to their child now because they're liking the money that they're getting. Or your child has to go to this group, or your child has to go to that group, and they'll just be now sending their child here and there because of money, because they want to keep the money. Which is why a lot of women are not going to be when whole hell breaks loose. A lot of women, and even a lot of men too, they're not going to care about dignity no more when it comes to the Quran. They're not going to care about throwing their best friend under the bus if it was necessary to get some more credits or whatever they're going to try and come with. Oh, you can get more credits on your C-hip if you throw someone under the bus that's, you know what I mean? Or for everyone that you refer onto the Karagma system, you get some extra credits. You think they're gonna care? They'll already be calculating their family. They'll be like, okay, I've got one. So it's an extra 500 credits for each person. So that's me, my wife, and 2 kids. That's 1,000. That's 2,000 credits now for all of us. And I know that my mum will do it because she's old. So I'll get my mum on there, my granddad, you know what I mean? I'll get my brother on there. Don't forget to use my referral code. And I'm not even saying that this is how they're going to do it. But this is ideas of how they could try and do these things, man. Initially, when they're first starting this thing off. Because when they come with it mandatory, they're going to just come straight brutal with it, man. But initially, it's going to be different. Because right now, it's not moving like that, yet people have got it in their body. And it's going to go gradually towards where it's getting like that, man. And they're going to want everyone's life. I was thinking about this as well. They're going to want every single category of every single person's life under the MOTB system is going to be a bunch of direct debits, man. Every single part of a person's life will pretty much be a direct debit. Your breathing will be your carbon blueprint and all that. The carbon footprint will be part of a direct debit. Most of people's lives, anyway, is a direct debit. This is a direct debit subject to payments life that we're living in right now, man. Is it not? People have their phone. Let's go through some of it. People have their rents, right? It comes under the whole category of bills, but people have their rents. If they got a car, then unless you pay your car insurance all in a one lump sum, then that's a direct debit monthly. But either way, your car insurance is a direct debit anyway because the next year it has to renew, and then therefore because you've now got a car, your road tax, that's a direct debit. Your petrol, that's pretty much a direct debit in itself because you have to buy that. So whether it's £50, depending on where you live, how far you are from where you work, 50, let's say it's like £25 to £100 every single week that someone's paying for their petrol, which is a direct debit. You know what I mean? Then you gotta get the MOT. That's a yearly thing. People have their phone bill. People have all the different subscriptions for TV things. You know what I mean? But he's just gonna want more stuff than that on there. He's just gonna want your carbon blueprint on there, right? He's gonna want your damn TV on there, man. Because the whole point of this world is that they're saying you're gonna own nothing can be happy. So he's just gonna want him to own everything and just loan it out to you. You can keep using this stuff as long as you do what I say. That's how we want it to be, man. And because we've been given good teachers, man, they've told us not to be arrogant, not to be ignorant on Satan's devices, man, and to really look into how they're going to try and come with this stuff, man. And that's what we've been doing. Yahweh's put the spirit on certain men heavy to go into this MOTB thing, man. And I'll say who two of the people are right now, in fact. The two elders, Rakaya Kwam, which is from the GMS London, and then the other elder from Dallas, I believe that his name, you say Araya Allah, right? The elder that wears the glasses in the GMS Dallas camp, and the elder that's called Rakaya Kwam from in the GMS London camp. The spirit's been on them heavy to talk about this MOTB thing, man. To the point where when you hear it, you'll start thinking about, okay, yeah. And then there'll be other things that they're going to come with too. When you actually start considering other things, man, when you consider the whole Internet of Bodies thing, right? They want your body to be quantified in a system. And how much different breathing systems do you have? They'll try and quantify everything that they can in regards to your body. How much you poo, how much you urinate, how much you have sex. They'll want to try and quantify everything, man. How much you breathe, how heavy you are, you know what I mean? Whether you're healthy or whether you're not healthy, how much of a burden you are on the, you know what I mean? They'll try and quantify everything, man, and turn it into some kind of direct debit thing that they can get money. That you have to pay. Oh, you're heavier, you're overweight, you have to pay more money to sit. Your train ticket now is higher because you're bigger in the seat. You know what I mean? They want to quantify everything to do with people, man. Isa wants to think he's Yahweh. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. And if they was able to get it like that, that's when they're going to come with all these other things, man. That's when they're going to really go extreme with it. Because they've already, when you look at it anyway, in China, for example, with the social credit score thing over there, you've already seen how they're doing people over there. If your credit score is low, you now have to go from you can't even catch a certain train no more. So they'll be able to quantify people based on that. Or you're not highly ranked, you can't come on this train. This train's only for, you know what I mean, first class citizens. You belong in a second class citizen thing. And if your MOTB in your hand isn't certain ranked, you can't even scan to get through a certain door to get on a train. That's how they'll try and do people, man. All this world is about scams, man. I'm gonna end it there anyway. Shalom.